So The Sound of Freedom has just become #1 in the box office yet again. And it is embarrassing all of Hollywood. It is embarrassing the media that are working extra hard to try and get you not to go watch this movie. Now, I honestly don't understand why that is. Why are mainstream outlets like CNN attacking this movie in hopes to discourage you to go and watch this movie? Why is it that at one point Disney had the distribution rights to The Sound of Freedom, and instead of doing a great thing, instead of bringing awareness to a horrific cancer that is plaguing our society today, human trafficking surrounding children, Disney chose to shelve The Sound of Freedom. Now, I don't know why Disney made that horrific mistake, but what I do know that currently today, The Sound of Freedom is #1 in the box office, beating out Insidious, and more importantly, beating out the latest Disney box office disaster, the latest Lucasfilm box office flop, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Now, currently, The Sound of Freedom has only made $45 million, but this movie only had a budget of $14.5 million, thus already making it a box office success, even though this movie saw every obstacle imaginable. Until this day, The Sound of Freedom only has a domestic release. It's only being shown in 2,900 movie theaters, and it is still destroying Indiana Jones on a per theater basis. And as comparison, Disney's latest box office flop, Indiana Jones, had a $300 million budget, $150 million promotional budget. And as it stands today, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is gonna go down in history as one of the biggest box office flops for not just Disney, but for Hollywood. The same Disney, the same Hollywood that have been doing everything imaginable to try and get you from watching this movie. But it isn't working because, again, The Sound of Freedom is destroying the box office right now. But it turns out not everyone is on board with this movie because reports are coming out that some movie theaters across the country are having issues and have to turn off the movie. Now, this could just be a coincidence, but I have seen video after video of moviegoers forced to leave the movie theater because the AC wasn't working or the water pressure in the bathroom was too low. That's a real one. And even fire alarms being pulled. Now, this could just be all a coincidence, or it could be that certain employees in certain movie theaters maybe don't support this movie. Maybe they don't support the message this movie brings. But regardless, again, The Sound of Freedom is already a commercial success. But the most beautiful thing about The Sound of Freedom being #1 in the box office, it is that it is completely humiliating Disney right now. Again, Disney could have released this movie, or at the very least, released it on Disney Plus, or maybe even Hulu. I mean, Disney has been seeing literally flop after flop after flop. This would have been an easy W for them, but for whatever reason, Disney chose not to show this movie. Now, I'm not going to speculate as to why that is. I think most of us can form our own opinions as to why Disney chose not to show The Sound of Freedom. But regardless, The Sound of Freedom is a huge success. Not just in the box office, but culturally, because we are showing these weirdos at Hollywood, these weirdos at Disney, that we are not with their identity politics, with their weird agendas they are trying to shove in our faces and our children's faces. And more importantly, we are showing them that protecting children should be a top priority. Now, let me know what you think down in the comments. And like always, don't forget to subscribe. Sensational.